What is up, guys, and welcome back to another episode of the My Player Career Mode. Here is number 27 now, and in today's episode we are doing a few changes that you guys suggested. By the way, I genuinely apologise if it takes a long time for any changes that you guys leave in the comments to be done. The problem with that is I record these episodes in one go, and as there's only like 3 a week, it becomes increasingly long in periods of time for you guys to actually see what you guys suggest. So normally I'm like 2 episodes ahead of whatever you leave the comment on. So if I'm not doing it in the next episode, don't feel as though I haven't seen it. I try to reply to you guys, but there's some cases where I can't. But if I see your comment and I know for sure that it won't be done in the next episode, I'll normally tell you guys, oh, it'll be done in this episode, or, you know, it'll be done at this point, because obviously I record these in one go, meaning that unfortunately I don't have the time to be able to do it daily, meaning that I can't basically act on what you guys say the next day. I have to do it all like the week after, basically, when I group record these. So normally I record about 3 or 4 episodes a week and then get them all sent out. So whatever you guys suggest on episode number 26, and then obviously on this episode, may not be done in episode number 28. It's going to have to be done in episode 29, because I haven't recorded 29 yet, whereas I have recorded 28, and obviously it won't be done with your changes. So just letting you guys know, I have seen it, and I don't want you guys to feel as though I haven't seen it or that I don't care. I genuinely care. I appreciate every comment that gets left on every single video, every like, every subscription that you guys give me. It's absolutely immense, as well as the support you guys show. So just feel as though I have to explain myself to not, like, you know, let you guys down. But I will normally try and reply and just let you guys know. Obviously, I can't do it until a certain episode due to the fact of I may have already recorded it. So that would be the only reason why it wouldn't get acted upon. So just letting you guys know. But you guys asked me to change my haircut to is it an undercut? I think it's an undercut. I can't remember what it's called. So I changed it there. And also, someone suggested that we get sponsored by Adidas, which I'm guessing literally meant me wearing Adidas sort of attire. So I went ahead and I got some Adidas boots that I like the look of, and I put those on. Obviously, we were wearing Puma before that, due to the fact that we wear number 14 in honour of Thierry Henry, who did wear Puma boots. So I decided to go ahead and wear Puma, but you guys asked me to do an Adidas instead. So we've got some Adidas boots on. I also changed the kit to tight, and also I put the undershirt on. Basically, if I was ever to play football, I would prefer to have a short sleeve shirt with an undershirt on instead. If not, I would go with a long sleeve. But because we have the undershirt unlocked, I've decided to go with that as well. And obviously we have the socks as high. I'm pretty sure Thierry Henry did a similar type of thing when he played football, so I decided to go ahead and do that as well. However, we are now kicking off La Liga here, and the first game of the series is actually against Barcelona, which is incredible to see. So we're taking on Barcelona here at the at home, and you can see here the first chance did fall our way. Very, very unlucky to not go into not go early lead up in there, and my teammate hit it straight at the Stegen, which is extremely poor. But Barca had their chances. Messi here, the one of the world's best players. I don't know if you would class him as the world best player, because obviously I personally believe this year Ronaldo's actually going to get the player of the year in terms of that one. I think, is it changed from the Ballon d'Or? I think it's now just called the best player. I'm pretty sure it's just called the best player award, which is just stupid to see. So, you know, he's actually going to be probably the best player. I'm going to still call it the Ballon d'Or. I think Ronaldo will probably win it. So Messi yet to be, of course, Messi's still renowned as one of the greatest players of all time, and I do believe though that Ronaldo will get the Ballon d'Or ahead of him. But someone who might get the Ballon d'Or this year in career mode is ourselves, because we now have just scored to make it 1-0 here to Valencia and get us off to the lead here. But I have to say, our form running up to the World Cup, and then obviously becoming a World Cup winner, being the highest or the second highest top goal scorer in the World Cup competition, scoring in the World Cup final. And then if we have another good few months here, the Ballon d'Or is normally announced in like January, or the Player of the Year is now normally announced in like January. So we could actually be on the shortlist for that Player of the Year in this career mode. Watch this space. It could actually be, as we get second here. A very poor mistake by the Barcelona defence allows me a second chance at goal. And it's as simple as this. If this had been 2 seasons ago and we were like MK Don's level, I'd have missed that chance, guaranteed. But we're now an 86 rated or an 85 rated striker. We've scored in the World Cup final. We've scored loads of goals in the World Cup competition. We've won the World Cup, so we've matured extremely well. And if I get put in a one-on-one situation with any goalkeeper at this point, chances are it's ending up in the back of the net. And Barcelona had to fear that twice in this one. And I scored both chances that I actually was given in front of goal. So a very good performance from myself, but a very good performance from the team as well. Gets us off to the perfect start in La Liga here with 3 points from this game, 2 goals for myself as well. But another thing to note, like I said, watch this space, because it could be by the end of this in-game year, we could actually be shortlisted for the Ballon d'Or and possibly even get our hands on the trophy. If we get that, that'll just be mental. I think there's actually attributes or stuff that you can actually unlock when you hit the World Player of the Year. I'm pretty sure there's one for hitting the Golden Boot, but we're yet to do that either, because obviously we didn't get it last year. Ronaldo got it after an absolute wonderful performance from himself and his team of Real Madrid. We finished 3rd, I think, overall after coming in January. So in 6 months, we managed to get up to 3rd place, which is absolutely incredible as well to see. But I'm pretty sure there's one for hitting the Ballon d'Or, one for getting the Player of the Year, and maybe a couple of other ones if you're hitting, like, you know, I think it's the Team of the Year and stuff like that. So, you know, there's a lot of attributes that we can get through personal awards. And I'm looking at this season thinking that if we don't get in shortlist, as you can see there, Best Player of the Week, we obviously got into it with our 2 goals there for Valencia. I personally feel that we should be shortlisted for this Ballon d'Or come the end of the year, if there is such a thing in this career mode. I've never done a My Player, so I actually don't know if there is a sort of shortlist for the Ballon d'Or or Player of the Year, as it's also known. If somebody gets it, I will have to say right now, I'm expecting it to either be Cristiano Ronaldo, of course, for his absolutely monumental goal-scoring record last year, in which Real Madrid actually won the league, or I'm expecting it to be someone who won the Champions League, and I can't remember who actually won the Champions League last year. So it could be interesting to see. I mean, I personally think, like I said, that we should be shortlisted for it. Our record here at Valencia was incredible last year, since we got our move here for £38.5 million. I think we averaged just over a goal a game. I think we got 19 goals in 18 league games, which is absolutely incredible, or something like that. And then when we went to the World Cup stage, hit the goals to game ratio that we did. You know, 6 goals in 5 appearances for England. One of them being in the World Cup final to win the World Cup is mental. So if we can get another, like, sort of good run of form going here with Valencia up until the sort of December time, there's no reason why, personally, I don't feel we shouldn't be on that shortlist for the Ballon d'Or. But 13 minutes in here as we took on Celta Vigo, I was involved in the build-up to the goal. Wasn't the one to put it in the back of the net, though, as it came in with Nani, put across in, a lovely header, fantastic save from the Celta Vigo goalkeeper, but the follow-up came in from Santi Mina, and he actually made it 1-0 there inside 15 minutes. So I've said this numerous times before, sometimes it's not even me getting involved in the act, and sometimes it's my team. The Valencia team here are absolutely incredible, and you know, last season they probably overachieved after coming in and finishing second, but this year there could be a real chance for us to try and push on and get that title. One thing I want to mention to you guys as well, of course, when you're playing on professional difficulty, it's slightly easier on the attacking front, but obviously my computer is actually, or rather my AI teammates are also on professional as well, so the only one who isn't professional is ourselves. So if they're scoring goals without me in the build-up, that just shows you that we are, you know, the better team, because at the end of the day, the AI for the other team, you know, Celta Vigo, could do exactly the same thing. We're not defending at the end of the day, we're only attacking, so the most I can do is have my attacking threats. But it seems to be right now that some of the teams I come up against are just not good enough in terms of front of goal. I mean, Barcelona gave us a run for our money, and if their 2 chances they had go in, and obviously we don't score our 2 goals, it could have been a different story. But I mean, Celta Vigo in this one were just so poor. They didn't really threaten me at all throughout the entirety of this game, and you can see there, we picked up a 1-0 victory, 3 points on the board yet again. I wasn't the one to put the ball in the back of the net, but we get our 3 points, and that's all that matters. So again, 2 goals, 2 games in the episode so far, and 2 goals and 2 games in La Liga in this new season. But we get 3 points there, and I'm not really involved in that one. All I did was play a pass into Nani, and he put a cross in, which eventually was then put in the back of the net. So I wasn't really the one to instigate the goal going in. It was more of a team performance, that one. But again, to get 3 points, I'll take the 3 points, even if it means me not scoring and having a better personal performance. I'll take the 3 points over anything, any day. It means that we probably won't be in the team of the week this week. It'd be incredible to try and get in there twice in consecutive weeks, but unfortunately we will be unable to do that as the fact that we haven't scored in that one. But we're getting ever so closer to hitting that 86 overall, which will be immense to hit as well. I can't wait until we hit 90 rated in this series. That would just be incredible. You can see here though, we have another England game straight after the fact that we played in that World Cup. It comes against Russia here at Wembley Stadium. It's a qualifier, I do believe, for the European Championships. Of course, we're one of the first names on this England team sheet after scoring that absolutely thrilling goal in the World Cup final to get England the World Cup for the 2nd time in our history. You can see there, that's the group that we've been drawn in: Slovenia, England, Romania, Russia, Ireland and Austria. So a very, I'd say, not really a tough group. It's more of an easy group. The only, you know, teams I fear in there, Austria could cause a bit of an upset. Russia, and maybe at a push Slovenia. You know, they're pretty much the teams that I'm looking at it thinking they could cause an upset, but at the end of the day, we should comfortably take over and be able to beat any side in that group stage. But the first test, of course, is going to be this Russia team. You can see the 2 teams. It's going to be pretty much the same setup as what we had during the World Cup competition. There's no real reason to change anything that worked. At the end of the day, we won the World Cup, so of course he should be playing basically the same setup that he played in that World Cup, and then we'd be also good to go. But I think there was a couple of additions to the side that didn't play every World Cup game. Of course, we played every single one, I think, other than one group stage game, and I think we played every one barring that one game. So we only missed one game in that one, and we play here against Russia to kick things off in the European qualifiers. Into the 9th minute of the game, we had our first chance as well. It came to me in the centre of the pitch. I played the ball through into Jack Wilshere. Wilshere took the strike on, and a very good stop from the Russian goalkeeper kept the score at 0-0. But I was looking to really make an impact during this game, even if it wasn't through a goal myself. You can see me dropping deep there to receive the ball, because I really didn't get myself into it throughout the majority of this game unless I was dropping deep. And 40 minutes into it again, The ball comes into me, I do believe, in the centre of the pitch. Eventually, it comes into me. I play it out wide there, around the corner to Oxlade-Chamberlain. Chamberlain back inside to me. The run was made by Jack Wilshere into his path, and an absolute wonderful finish from the young. Well, I say young. He's not too young anymore, but he's very small. 38. You know, I don't actually know how tall he is, but he seems to be extremely small on FIFA, and that's the only reason I don't really use him. Being an Arsenal fan, I have a lot of time for Jack Wilshere, but his card on my team isn't that great, and it doesn't look great. I mean, there's so many other cards that you can use. And by the way, I mean, Ultimate Team is one of those games that's just so stressful. There seems to be just the OP players, and then the other guys just you can't really use even if they are better rated, because there's just no point really. But you can see there, Jack Wilshere got us off to the start in there in the first half with the goal. Into the 84th minute we went, and I finally got myself a chance. A poor defensive error from the Russia team here gave me the opportunity to go one-on-one with the defender, cut back inside on my left foot, curl that one past the goalkeeper. You know how the act is. If we get one-on-one with a keeper, you can guarantee the ball's going to end up in the back of the net. A very poor mistake to make. And when you've got the man who scored the winning World Cup goal in the final, and also was the second highest in the World Cup competition, playing against you, you can't afford to make a mistake like that, and they were really made to pay for that one, Russia. They sort of got themselves back into the game, not with a real chance, but they had a lot of the ball in the second half and tried to make something of it. We were unable to do so, though, as we did, in fact, manage to come away with a 2-0 victory and picking up the most important, you know, to get the first win on the European qualifiers here. In the first game is pretty much the most important way to start. If you get off to a poor start, it could, you know, momentum-wise, not swing you in the right direction. But thankfully, we got off to the best start we possibly could, picking up the 2-0 victory. Wilshere and myself with the goals. We also picked up an assist during this game as well for Jack Wilshere's goal. A very nice game for myself to be involved in. And of course, we just continue in our great England form that we had during that World Cup qualifying stage. You can see there, 9.3 match rating. And I always forget to show you this bit because I actually genuinely didn't realise that this existed until now. And you can see there, if you hover over it, you can see where the goals and stuff happen and whatever shots you had off target and on target. You can see that I had 2 off target, but I think they were both blocked anyways. So I didn't decide to show you them. But a very good performance in the end, picking up the 3 points there, and it means as well that we move on into the next few games, and momentum is still with this England team. By the way, I apologise if you can hear them sirens in the distance. Yeah, genuinely, I apologise. But that's pretty much going to wrap up this episode of the My Player Career Mode. This is episode number 27, so of course 28 is next. And like I said, the suggestions that you guys leave will hopefully be done in episode number 29. And other than that, I hope you've enjoyed. If you have, smash that like button. And as always, I have been Danny, and I'll catch you all for the next episode of whatever it may be very soon. Adios!